Casting up to the TV. Nice. Except you can hear my AOL in the background up here, and I'm hoping not to hear that through the whole meeting, but if I shut off AOL, I should still.
Yeah, and just let me know, Steve, whenever you guys are ready, and we'll get started.
All right. What did I do? Stays here. Well, I think we're ready. Greg, you ready?
I am. You guys are.
Okay, we're all ready. I'm gonna need that. And
there's another one.
Okay, let's do it. So today we're going to dive into our AgentHUB, we call it, which is a converse platform, and this is a custom platform specifically for our brokerage. So there's no other platform just like this in the market. This is a custom piece just for our brokerage. And what it is, it's basically what I always say is it's three-part. It is our communication hub, it is our gateway hub, and it is our storage hub. So earlier this week, everyone should have received an email invite to create a password and log in to AgentHUB. And what I want to do is show you what that email looked like. And don't sweat. If you didn't get the email or you can't find it, we can always resend this to you. But everyone was loaded into.
This meeting is being recorded.
Everyone was loaded into the platform.
See if my audio's a little louder than yours. No, it's just going to make feedback. Okay.
All right, there we go. No problem. So everyone was loaded into the platform and should have received that email invitation with it. I'm going to share what the email would look like and say, and that way, if you didn't see it, or if you need a reminder, here's what it said. So the email will come from AgentHUB, and the subject line will read, "Welcome to AgentHUB for ERA Real Solutions." So does anyone remember seeing this email invite come through at all?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, we got it.
Kathy didn't get it though.
I'll double check.
Yeah, I just got it not too long ago, Kathy, so you may get it now.
Perfect. And Kathy, like I said, no sweat. If you didn't get it, I can always have it resent to you. But here's what you'd want to search for in like your junk folder or your other folder. Welcome to AgentHUB for ERA Real Solutions, or you could just maybe type in AgentHUB and see if it shows up. So once you get the email, you get the option to click the red button that says activate your account. We've already used your personal email address or the email address you have on file with the office. So that's where it would have been sent. So you can also confirm what email that is by probably asking Steve or Stacy there, or I could even pull it up and look in the system here for you. And then once the box pops up with their email address already populated in it, asks you to create your password. You create your password, click save, go to your inbox, then you should receive a confirmation email that has the option go to my account. So that's the steps. And it sounds like some of you have this email and we're able to successfully log in. And again, if you haven't, please just reach out to us and we'll make sure that we get that to you and help you get logged in. So any questions about sort of this receiving this email? All right, perfect. So let me stop the share there and let's go now.
It just says I'm going to attend this event or attend all the events.
That's a different, it's a different email. Yeah, we got a couple emails.
Perfect. Yep. And so now I want to show you actually inside AgentHUB. All right. So this is the platform. So once you activate your account and get logged in, this is what you will see. And if you notice in the profile here, I am borrowing Todd's account. I'm logged in as Todd, and your profile should be here. And usually the first thing I do with all platforms is once I get set in, I always click on the My Profile button and do any updates that I need to. So you can always go in there and you can upload a picture. If you want to add a banner, you can do that. But this is also where it will show you what email address is being used for you. So if you didn't receive that email, this is where we would go to check that out. But again, with any platform, the first thing I always do is log into the profile and just look at everything, upload my photo, and make any corrections we need to do there. So as I said, I'm logged in as Todd, and so we'll use his account sort of as the showcase account to illustrate the platform today. So over here, these are on the left margin, these are what is called rooms. And the AgentHUB calls these rooms because this is where a lot of the data and such is stored. So everyone should have basically 3 main headers, one that says My Tools, one that says Company, and one that says Southwest Florida Region, right? So we've really tried to make it to where it's easy to follow and understand with the left margin. But this is where the main room where all of the items are housed under each category. So as we go through these, company is self-explanatory. This is going to be brokerage-wide information. And then Southwest Florida region, again, self-explanatory. This would be our Cape office, our Fort Myers office, our Fort Myers Beach office, and the Naples office. So we all sort of share these rooms together as a region there. The other thing I want to highlight really quick is that we do have an app for this. And what we'll do is we'll email out to you how to find it. But basically, if you just go to the App Store on your iPhone or your Android and you search for ERA Real Solutions AgentHUB, you will be able to find the app on there. And I'm going to show my cell phone here on the camera, but pretty self-explanatory, and it's going to mimic exactly what is here on our desktop. So there's a desktop version and there's a mobile app for your phone. And again, both the app can be found in the App Store for iPhones or Play Store, I guess, for Androids. The URL to access on your desktop is erarealsolutions.converse.com. So if you wanted to save this URL, this is where you would access it via your desktop. I believe once you logged in for the first time and you clicked go to account, it automatically took you here, which is fine. But if you ever want to get back in, this is the URL to do so. And everyone's probably thinking, who is ERA Real Solutions? That's our main brokerage, and then we have multiple DBAs underneath that. So erarealsolutions.converse.com is the URL to access from a desktop computer. Okay, any questions thus far before we dive into the rooms and such? Okay, how's the pace? Am I moving good pace here? Too slow, too fast? What's everyone think?
You're good. We're following.
Good? Okay, perfect. All right, so let's dive in here. So our 3 main categories, My Tools, Company, and Southwest Florida region. Let's start with My Tools. This one's pretty self-explanatory in that you're going to have a notifications inbox. I think I heard someone say, hey, I got a bunch of emails this morning, notifications pushed to you. And yes, that would be correct. So anytime anyone goes in and posts something in here, it will notify you that you've got some new information coming your way. So this is your notifications inbox. The next one, and I really only want to talk about these 2 under the My Tools category, is Calendar. So Calendar, this is where all of our trainings and meetings can be posted. So everyone should now see, and again, I'm under Todd's account, everyone should see for February on Thursdays, we have our ExcelERAte program. So if I want to go in and say, okay, what is ExcelERAte? How do I log in? I can simply click on the event here. And when I click on the event, it will bring up the data for the event. So the Zoom link is here, the event description is here, and we've also put in there the flyer that everyone has seen for the ExcelERAte event. So this is going to be an easy way for everyone to access our ExcelERAte training and really any regional office or brokerage-wide training right through the calendar feature. And then if I wanted to mark attending, you can. You simply just mark that. And I usually go in and mark attending on things, even if I'm going to or not, because the cool thing about the calendar is it will remind me that I have a training coming up. So whether I'm going to attend or not, the system will automatically push me a reminder to say, hey, we've got ExcelERAte coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. via email, which I like to receive. So I usually always just go in and click attending on stuff that interests me. And then if I'm available, I can jump on it. If not, no big deal, because as you'll learn, we record so much of our training, so they're always at your fingertips. And so even if you're in a training and you're like, hey, the pace is a little too fast, or I didn't pick this up, you can always go in, click on the link, and then watch the recording at your own pace. So that's the calendar function. And you'll see some other ones. Every month we do a tool of the month call. This is going to be with Video Buzz, with like, this is like our virtual tour tool. So again, as you go to calendar and any of these things pique your interest, just go in, click on them, scroll down, click the attending, and then you'll also be able to access it right here from your calendar as well. Okay, so that's under the My Tools main category here. So notifications, inbox, and calendar. And the calendar is really the main room I feel you will use under the My Tools category. And if at any time you log in and you don't see the rooms, these little carrots here are what you would just need to click on. So they're minimized now. If I click on them, it will expand the rooms, the categories back open so that I can see all of the rooms there. Okay, so don't panic if you log in and you're like, oh no, I can't find company or any of that. It's all here for you. All right, so I'm going to minimize the My Tools. And the second category we're going to talk about here is the company category. And company, again, is brokerage-wide rooms that all of our agents have access to. And so the first room here, from leadership. And as I talked about, there's three parts to this Agent Hub that we utilize it for. It's our communication hub, it's our gateway hub, and it's our storage hub. So from leadership is really going to be more on the communication side of things. And you'll see that if there are messages or certain things that we really want everyone to see, we will go in here and post it. So for example, the most recent post is make more money in 2025. Megan Kopek, who you guys haven't met yet, she is our relocation director. She runs all of our company generated leads and also runs the network that allows us to receive leads into our offices from all across the country through our ERA affiliation. And so what this post is about is basically saying, hey, if any of our agents have a client that is moving out of their area and they need an agent, say I have someone moving from Naples to Cincinnati, you can simply just reach out to Megan, say, hey, here's a client I have moving to Cincinnati. Megan finds you a screened preferred agent to represent your client, and then you get your referral fee on that. So that's the most latest post here in the From Leadership room. The next one is we'll welcome a new agent to the ERA Cape office, Rodney. And so you'll just see general announcements within the From Leadership room.
Megan local?
I'm sorry?
Is Megan local?
She's up north.
Oh, she's up north. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Megan's in Columbus, Ohio. Here's another post there.
Pops into town every couple months.
Okay.
Yep. So that's the From Leadership. The next one here, this room is called Agent Toolbox. And this one's going to be under that category of Gateway Hub. So the best and worst thing about ERA is that we have every tool, product, training imaginable. It's good because we have it, and that we really, when we're competing for listings or business, we can really impress our clients to win the business and convert. It's bad in that, and if I'm in your shoes, it seems like there's a lot coming my way. And so what we wanted to do was just say, okay, this Agent Hub, ERARealSolutions.converse.com, this is our gateway to all of these tools. And so what we've done is basically organize them in what we call our Agent Toolbox. So at no point, if you're feeling overwhelmed with things, if you can get into Agent Hub here and go into these rooms, you are batting 1,000. And you're good to go, because if you ever forget, hey, what was that listings to leads platform we used, or what was that text ERA we talked about, or what is Real Vitalize, for example, just know that Agent Hub is your gateway to all of those tools. And so if you go here, it's real easy. So I just actually mentioned agent to agent referral. So if I do have that client moving from Naples to Cincinnati, I can literally go in here. I can click on agent to agent referral. It's going to take me to a form. I basically fill this out. This automatically goes to Megan. Megan reports back to you. Here's the agent we've assigned your client to. Megan manages the process for you, ensures that you get your commission, and then you get paid. So that's just one example of what's in the agent toolbox there. Our learning library, Leverage is the ERA platform of all the tools. So again, if you can get into AgentHUB, you can access all things ERA. All right. And again, this is our gateway hub to all of those tools. And all of these things are what we're going to be learning over the next, few months as a group together. Okay. The next one under company is learning. And so this is really probably one of my favorite rooms, in a sense that all of those learning events that you saw on the calendar, we record them all. So if I'm here and I click on the learning library, for example, and I open up the learning library room, here is a recording of all of the trainings that have taken place. So if there's any part of those tools that you're like, hey, I would love a refresher, or I, would like to know more about this particular tool or that tool. Again, if you simply go to the learning room, click on the learning library, you have full access to all of these recordings, and you can do them at your leisure. So Moxie Engage, this is like our CRM system, but here's a 4-minute video on how to assign an email campaign to clients, to prospects. Here is listings to leads, which is the lead generation we talked about. So from learning, I simply click on Learning Library and have access to all of those recorded learnings. The other one in here, ERA University, again, that's going to be a direct link to take you to the ERA University. And that's under the learning room. Okay, any questions thus far? All good?
We're good.
All right, cool. Let's keep going. All right, the next room here is our marketing room. And this is probably going to fall into that category, storage hub. So for example, it might be quite often where people may reach out to Steve or Todd or Stacy currently and say, hey, do you have the Naples Realty logo? Or do you have an EPS version of this, or a JPEG version of that? So the cool thing is that in our AgentHUB, we store all of our logos. So if you simply click on marketing, go to the logos one, click on Naples Realty Services, Riley Borges, who works in on our marketing team, has already went in and uploaded pretty much every version of the ERA Naples Realty Services logo right at your fingertips. So if you need it for marketing, you need it for digital ads, social media, any of those, it's right here at your fingertips. The other piece about the marketing room is that marketing graphics. So we consistently post marketing graphics on our social media platforms. And so what Riley does is she goes in and she basically allows you to just use these graphics. So 3 days ago, here's the latest post. She did Valentine's Day graphics. So if anyone's looking to do a Valentine's Day post and you're like, I don't have a JPEG, or I don't know how to create a JPEG, very simple. Just come into the AgentHUB, click on marketing, go to the new marketing graphics, and here is Valentine's Day images for you to utilize. If you wanted to do on the business standpoint, you could simply go in here. And the way it's set up is that you literally can just go over here, click this download button, and then you can upload it into your social media. Okay, so that is the marketing room there. So our logo's always at your fingertip. Any marketing graphics you might use for social media posts or any of those items are consistently here. And Riley does a good job as holidays are coming up, or if we just need new social media videos or graphics, all of these are right here at your fingertips. Okay, I believe this is so that's a quick video, 16 seconds on moving up, and each company will have one of those. You just saw the ERA Right Choice one, but we will get ERA Naples one of these as well. And that way, again, if you want to upload a video to your social, you can do that. So just to backtrack here, I'm in the marketing room. Here's my logos. Here's my marketing graphics. Okay. Again, storage hub at your fingertips. Okay, the last company room, and this was really out of necessity for all of the NAR settlement items that we all had to deal with, late summer. We just created a room for everyone to share things. So if you have any cool things that you're using to explain if customers are asking, what is the change now? I'm hearing on the media that you guys work for free, or now my commissions are up, down. Any of those messaging, you can just jump in here, and we've tried to upload a lot of items for you to utilize from both the NAR, from local boards, and from state boards. Again, this one really isn't getting used as much as it once did late summer, but it is there at your fingertips. And if that still is, a hurdle for some of us, then we can always add more stuff here. So that way, if you are experiencing questions from clients about the NAR settlement, then you can easily just jump in, again, Storage Hub, and download a PDF, which would be a nice talk track for a buyer presentation or listing presentation. All right, so that's the last piece of company. So we've got the from leadership, more of communication. We've got our agent toolbox, which is our gateway to all of the agent tools, products, and services with just one click of the button. We've got our learning, which is our learning library, quick access to ERA University. We've got our marketing, which is where all of our logos are established. And then we have the room where our marketing graphics are. And then we've got the NAR settlement. Okay. So there, under company, we now go into the Southwest Florida region. And again, this is shared between all of our offices. One of the things we really want to promote is collaboration and sharing. And so that's what these entire rooms kind of keep that in mind. And so what we've done is really try to organize these into certain categories. So we'll just kind of start at the top and we'll go. So this Southwest Florida training events, these are going to be training events specifically for Southwest Florida. Okay. So right now you'll see that ExcelERAte is showing up in the room. And again, these, since it's a recurring series, all of these populated in because this series will run from today. It'll repeat February 20th, February 27th, March 6th, March 13th. And then again, if I click on one of these, I can easily log into that particular section with one click of the button here. Okay, so these are Southwest Florida trainings. And as we get our monthly sales meeting set and our monthly happy hour set, this will be where those can be posted. And that way, if you're ever in question, hey, when's the sales meeting? When is our happy hour this month? You can quickly jump into the Agent Hub, click on this, and you'll be able to see those. As you can see, we have the monthly team meeting at Right Choice Realty is already set. The next one is March 6th. And so it's easy for anyone to jump in and kind of see when those trainings and sales meetings happen. And the one good thing about, again, in the spirit of collaboration and sharing, if you ever want to attend a sales meeting at another office, you're certainly invited to do so. All of you are currently meeting Greg Williams if you haven't already, but he leads those sales meetings there. And I'm sure he would love to have you attend. If you are in the area and you wanted to attend a happy hour, you can certainly, jump into a happy hour. And then lastly, one of the things that Todd and I really embrace is that if you're doing business in any of those areas and you need to utilize the office, conference room, printer, copier, any of that, you now have access to those other three offices. Okay, so the Cape Coral office is near Cape Harbor, the Lahaina office is right on Fort Myers Beach, and the Fort Myers office is right on Daniels Parkway, right off of 75 near the airport there. So you will have access to all of those. So that's our training events room. The next one, this is going to be our Southwest Florida discussions room. And this one's more of communication between everyone in the Southwest Florida region. So we'll look at kind of the latest post here. We've got James Farrell, who just posted, hello, ER agents. This is a heads up. We're going to have a substantial price drop on this listing hitting the MLS tomorrow from 1.3 to 949. So great data there. James wanted to give all of us a heads up before that hit the market in case there was a flurry of buyers flocking to that listing. We would kind of get a little inside track there. And then he has put the MLS link there as well. You can see the next post is Greg kind of talking about for sale and open house signs and directional arrows and all of those. And so this is another piece where, again, it's communication out, but it's also these posts are stored forever in here. And so if there was anything, some communication where you're like, hey, I know Greg said something about getting open house directional arrows. What was he talking about? You can always jump back into your Agent Hub, find that list. You can always use the search feature on posts. So if I just wanted to type in for sale here in the search box, it's going to load every post that has the words for sale in it there. So you can always jump back in and find historic posts. So we had the holiday party there at the axe throwing event, which was really fun. And again, images there. And we put these in here because these are great social media posts for everyone to utilize on their social platforms. All right, so that's Southwest Florida discussions. Again, more of communication, but also remember these posts are here forever and you can always jump back in. The next one is Southwest Florida local trainings. And our local trainings are obviously just that. So recorded sales meetings, how to create matrix MLS saved auto email search. All of that data is in here. How to write the FARBAR purchase agreement and NAP files. And so Greg has went through and made these recordings just as a resource for all of us. And so that way, if you're out and about and needing to write a purchase contract, you're like, hey, well, how did I do that? You can quickly jump in here and find access and instructions there. And I know Steve is the master of the neighbor agreements and all of those. And so as we become more familiar with those forms and such, just be on the lookout because we really want to put all of those items in here. I know that Steve had mentioned there's really a good comparison between FARBAR and neighbor agreements that he has found, and that would be an awesome post to have in there. And that way, if you ever need that data, again, you can access it 24/7. So that's more of our Southwest Florida local training resources room there for everyone. Okay, any questions or are we good to go? Keep moving on.
Good.
Okay, the next one is weekly reports. Each office we do this week at ERA. And so these reports are basically kind of recapping, and I'll pull one up for you here. These recap certain things that have happened around the office. And it's also a nice way to keep everyone updated on upcoming trainings, upcoming events, things that are going on. And so each office has This Week at ERA. This is the This Week at ERA for our Fort Myers Beach office, ERA Lahaina. So you can see Riley, the coordinator there, does a good job of putting in upcoming events and learning opportunities. This is our 2025 training and happy hour calendar that he's thrown in here. And as we go through, he is pitching, hey, I'm here to offer one-on-one trainings for you to help you understand any of the platforms. Just contact him to get that set up. And then we go over some of our production for the week. We can see active listings, active closings. He does a good job of putting some information about the market in general there, which is great data for all of us to know and have active inventory listings, more trainings and such. And so the weekly reports are stored here. Again, just as a way to go back, if there's something in the weekly report you wanted to reference back, it's here and you can always go back in and find those. So that's what the weekly reports room is. And coming soon, we will have an ERA Naples weekly report room for everyone as well. Next is conference room. I mentioned that if you need to use another office, this will be a way for you to go in and reserve conference rooms at different offices. And so as we continue to build out these rooms, we will have the 4 offices in here, and then easily you can go in, click the room. It'll notify the coordinators at the office there, and they can make sure that they reserve the conference room for you. All right, these next 2 are Southwest Florida listings and Southwest Florida buyer needs. These are rooms where we can come in and pretty much share maybe a pocket listing that the seller says, hey, I want to sell, but I don't want to go on the market. You could come in and you could add it here. Or if you got a coming soon listing, you can go in, add it here. Obviously, you're going to have to rely on Steve there to make sure that we're not violating any MLS or Florida policies by, with coming soons and off-market properties. But this is a room for us to be able to share internally new things that are hitting the market. And so you can see that James Farrell did an upcoming listing here. This is on Estera Boulevard. And so he's kind of put in some pictures of it, what the condo looks like. And again, this is his way of promoting it internally for all of us to see. And then it's really easy to add a listing here. What I would do is basically, if I'm in this room and I have a listing and I want to add one, I go up near my profile. And for any room, if you want to add a post to the room, you simply just click on this plus button here at the top right. Okay, so if I wanted to add a listing, I simply click on the plus button here and up pops a form. Once I fill out the form, I click publish, and it will be in the room. All right, so that's the Southwest Florida listings, a great way to share upcoming pocket listings internally. Kind of the same thought process for Southwest Florida buyer needs. If anyone does have buyers that they want to publish out, or you're having a hard time finding inventory for a particular buyer, obviously that's market dependent if we're buyer's market or seller's market. But if you're having difficulty, you could go in here and simply do the same thing. Click on, hey, I've got a buyer looking this neighborhood, this many bath, looking at this price range. Does anyone have a pocket listing or know of someone who would be thinking of selling that matches my buyer's criteria? And again, it's a way for us to connect with each other to see if we can play matchmaker and find an off-market deal for our buyer who we're having a hard time finding a property for. Okay. So
Yeah, I noticed in publish there, as you were scrolling through, I noticed hashtag, add a hashtag. If you put something in there and you want to publish it out, is that for Twitter, or where would it, is this go on any social media sites? Or is this just intra-office?
yeah, great question. So it is intra-office. The hashtags are there more for our search feature. So if you were to add a hashtag of, Naples, Pelican Bay buyer or something, it's really just to kind of put something on the post. That way, if anyone ever searches for Pelican Bay, it's one of those posts that will show
All
up.
right, just to aid the search. Okay.
Exactly. Aids in the search. That's exactly right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so that's our Southwest Florida listings and Southwest Florida buyer needs room. All right. The next two, we have preferred partnerships with Security Title and Abstract. If you click on that link there, it will take you to their page where you can place a title order. Security Title has been in business over 20 years. They do a lot of repeat referral business. They're phenomenal at their job. Customer service is outstanding. It's one of the best I've ever seen. And so we have a partnership with Security Title. And so if you need to place a title order, again, via AgentHUB, simply come in here, click the link. It will open up the title page, and that will ping Security Title that you have an upcoming opportunity for them. Same thing with Neo Home Loans. This is a partnership that we have with Scott DeGregoria, and same sort of process here where you could quickly jump in and schedule an appointment with Neo Home Loans, or give this to a client of yours for this link here, and they can talk to a representative from Neo. So Security Title and Neo Home Loans is there.
Are they both ERA affiliates, or?
Yes, we have affiliations with both of those, Steve. Yep.
All right. The title companies, occasionally you got a seller who wants to know his final fees and stuff, and usually I occasionally run them through a title company and get an estimated, a HUD or a closing statement. Do they accommodate you when you need something like that?
They certainly love doing those kind of pre-HUDs for you and seller net sheets. And once you get to know the girls over there, they you can even just email them address and say, hey, I'm going on this listing appointment tomorrow night at 8. Can you give me a seller net sheet? And they'll do it for you. I believe also, if you come into the website here, can everyone see their website? Is this up on the screen? Closing cost estimator. Yeah, is that on the screen, Greg?
Yes.
Okay, so if you in a pinch and you want to do one on your own, Steve, here is a quick form you could fill out, and it'll actually calculate one for you as well.
Based on Southwest Florida, information.
Yeah.
The difference in title here is in Collier County, it's traditional for the buyer to pay for title. And in Lee County and Charlotte, I believe too, right? It's traditional for the seller to pay for title. So it's sometimes it's good to have that up front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where'd you find that again? Closing cost estimator. Where did that come in here?
Yeah,
It's a Security Title website.
Oh, Security Title website. Okay.
Yeah, it's right on the first page.
All right, thank you.
And so, Steve, if I'm in AgentHUB here, I just simply click on the Security Title room. It opens up their website, and then right here.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Closing cost estimator. So again, if you're in a pinch, you need to do one really quickly, you can use their website to do it. Although I will tell you, the girls are happy to do that, that work at Security Title anytime for you. So you could even just send them an email, and they can prep one for you.
All right, thank you.
And they're used to doing them under the gun. Trust me, no one gives them 4 days notice to do a net sheet. So it's one of those things where it's kind of, maybe that's the last thing we remember to do before we head out for our listing appointment. So again, don't feel bad by sending them something and saying, hey, I got this tonight at 6. They're used to it. So they understand how us realtors operate. Okay, and so the last thing here in our Southwest Florida region category is Florida vendors. And this is really one of the most useful rooms, in my opinion. As realtors, we're often asked for connections for really anything dealing with the house. Do you know a good electrician? Do you know a good HVAC? Do you know a plumber? Do we have handyman? And so what we're doing is we're really trying to build out this room. So that way, this is an avenue for all of us to utilize to say, hey, you know, if I need air conditioning company, I can click on this. I know that it's one of our agents has used them. I know that they've done quality work. I know that when I give my client this contact information, but potentially the pricing is a little better than the client just going to Google and trying to find an HVAC company. And so this Florida vendors room is really one of the most effective rooms, and again, in my opinion, that we have. You know, closet innovations, junket, any photographers that use for the listings. And so this would be one that I would urge everyone, hey, let's try to populate this room to the max, because I think this has real value to our clients. And even when we're doing our listing appointments and we're like, hey, you know, this room might need painted, or have you considered upgrading from Formica to solid surface, or any of those talk tracks, it would be really easy. Then if the client says, yeah, that's cool, let's do it, you can just jump in here and give them a couple recommendations. So that's the last room, Florida vendors, there under the Southwest Florida region. Okay, and really that's it. So any questions on the Southwest Florida region? Any questions on the rooms here? Anything that I can backtrack if you want me to highlight in a different room, or anything there?
No questions?
Okay.
We know everything now. So.
Well, my little interjection here, which I think we're getting some feedback, is that you know, some agents have been asking about a Facebook group page. This is essentially our version of a Facebook group page. This is our way to communicate amongst ourselves. And you know, it's substantially better than a Facebook group page, because we've got all the you know, all the different rooms within AgentHUB.
Yep, that's a great point, Greg.
Question on these referrals. When you go in and you put a referral in to someplace else, typically we have a referral agreement that's signed broker to broker. Is that necessary now if we do an ERA broker? Or is that sufficient just to sign them? Is that a legal doc? And when we fill this out and you send our buyer up to someplace else in Pennsylvania for an ERA office, here, whenever I do that, I fill out a referral form naming the selling agent's broker and the buyer's agent's broker, and whatever they're looking for. If it's a buyer looking for a home, then we send it up and we get the signed agreement from their broker that they're going to pay a certain commission referral fee. Is that not necessary anymore with this referral? I mean, it looks like you're no longer involved really with the other agent, that it's simply sent through ERA to another ERA office.
Yeah, that's another great question, Steve. So basically now you have a concierge to do all of that for you. So if you go in and fill out this form, which is submitting basically your customer information, once this pings Megan and her coordinator Clinton, oftentimes they'll reach out to you and say, hey, Steve, what sort of agent are you really looking for? We do want to involve you in the selection of an agent, and because if you've got maybe it's a client that's kind of particular, and Steve says, hey, I'd like for him to talk to 2 agents. We can even get 2 agents for that client to talk to. So you're involved in it, but with our network, we're connected to all the ERAs, all the Coldwell Bankers, all the Century 21s, we're connected to many different brands out there. And so everyone that we refer to has went through a background training, some sort of screening report. We know that they've sold at least 18 units in the last year and a half. So you're getting a full-time agent there for your client. And then the money is guaranteed. So you never have to worry about not getting paid. That referral fee is a 35% referral fee. And so the money is guaranteed. And Megan, again, works closely with the receiving company's relocation contact or their
Yeah.
broker owner. And then they make sure that everything runs smooth. You also will get updates. Actually, I think you get a weekly update what's going on with my client from the agent that Megan will relay to you. So probably very similar to what you've done, and just maybe a little with some enhancements, I would think.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Okay, well, awesome. Well, thank you all for jumping on, and hopefully, again, the pace of this it was good. And if I went a little too slow, I apologize. But again, I think this is one of the most important platforms because, as I mentioned, if you can get in here, you can access everything ERA. And so I really just want to make sure everyone can log in. They know the URL. You can put the app on your phone, and if you have any login issues or you didn't receive the introductory email to create your password and jump in, please just reach out to myself, Steve, any of us, and we'll make sure that we get you logged in. Okay.
Hey, excellent.
Yep. And then, so as a reminder, then next week we we'll continue this series, and we'll be same day, Thursday at 10 a.m. and we'll dive into another platform.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, have a good day. We'll see you later.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thanks.
See ya.